So I just want to get your thoughts on the top 5 recruiting classes and who do you think really had the best recruiting class?
Georgia.
So I'm gonna tell you the top 5 what they have listed. They have Alabama at 1, Georgia at 2, Texas third, University of Miami at 4, Oklahoma at 5.
Oh, so we won't hear Nick Saban taking shots at nobody this offseason. That sucks.
Yeah, all the NIL worked for him this year. They had 7 5-star commits, 24-star, and 1 3-star. So out of the top 5, they had the most five-star commits. So I mean that automatically puts them at number 1. But Georgia had the most 4-stars, had 21 4-star commits, 2 5-stars, 3 4-stars. Texas had 11 4-stars, 5 4-stars. 11 4-stars, 4 5-stars, and 8 3-stars. Miami had, which was shocking to me. I'm glad that we had a great recruiting class, but we had 3 5-stars, 14 4-stars, and 8 3-stars. So that's probably the best recruiting class we had in a long time. Thanks to Mario Cristobal, who also used to play for University of Miami. He was always an lineman when we won the championship in 2001.
Had to put him on.
And then Oklahoma had 13 4-stars, 3 5-stars, and 9 3-stars. So,
do you know the only reason why Texas is on there? There's only one player, huh?
It's Arch Manning.
That's the only reason why they're there. If you go look at their recruiting class, it's pretty nice. I'm not saying Texas' recruiting class isn't nice, right? But the only real reason that they got the number 1 guy. That's the reason why they're there.
Yeah. I mean, you get Arch Manning, you get the quarterback that everybody wanted, then that pretty much boats you up there. I think we had a better recruiting class than Texas overall. But
I said it to you. I told you that Miami's recruiting class is better than Texas. I don't know how Texas got to be. I don't know how Texas got to be in the top 5. But go ahead.
I mean, y'all could have been up there. If y'all ain't lose them recruits, y'all lost a lot of recruits too and still top 5. I do know that. I don't really follow recruiting classes and stuff like that, but I do know because I know somebody that's a Gator fan that y'all lost a couple of recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we lost a few, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't Notre Dame bad because Notre Dame lost a lot of recruits.
No, I'm just saying that's probably why y'all drop.
Could be. But we still have a chance to move up because Carmani McCain still hasn't committed yet. And he's the number 1 cornerback in the country as far as recruit. But the bad thing is he's on the phone with Deion. Deion's been in contact with him.
Oh, God.
So
it's a wrap, my boy.
So you know where he's going.
Deion's stealing everybody.
So I'm hopeful, but if I'm being honest, I don't think he's coming. I think he's going to go to Colorado because he committed to us before, but then when signing day came, he didn't sign. So that to me seems like he's going to Colorado. I mean, they got Travis Hunter went from Jackson State. That we pretty much knew that's where he was going to go. Once we knew that Deion was going, we knew they were going to get a lot of Jackson State transfers to go there. Both his sons are there. Travis Hunter was like, well,
is the other one there?
Yeah, both his sons.
Yeah, I think they're both there now.
Yeah, they both gone. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't seen the
know he
news.
came out with that little press
I was
conference
getting dirty.
earlier.
Like, oh, Deion really going to do his other son dirty like this?
No, both of them went. They both went at the same time. They both transferred at the same time.
I think that he didn't want to though. One of them didn't want to though.
Yeah, the DB, the safety. He didn't want to.
Shiloh.
Yeah, he wanted.
Why you think my man said he was bringing the bag with him and it was Gucci?
Nah, because Shador, but Shiloh went on Twitter and was like, I'm opening up my recruit. And I'm like, that's odd. I mean, I would automatically assume you would just say I'm going to Colorado with my dad. So then I didn't see no news about it. So I'm like, okay, is he really not going to bring them? So that's why I was so confused.
There's a few of them that's going there, right? A few of them from Jackson.
Yeah, I seen somebody else too.
There, right? There's the center or somebody there too.
I think it's a linebacker going there too.
Yeah,
I saw the linebacker.
Yeah, it's a lot. They got a lot of people going to Colorado.
Deion about to go there and change.
Colorado has a lot of people.
Yep.
They about to change their whole thing.
Hey, Trey Sanders, like, holla at me. I'm ready. The running back from Alabama. I actually like bro too. So.
Yeah.
Here's what I say.
I thought Colorado would have been in the top 5 just because of all that's been going on.
Not yet. Maybe next year.
Well, those are all transfers. I'm pretty sure
exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys been paying attention, it was between us and Ohio State for CJ Stroud when he was in there. He picked Ohio State, right? So getting ready to show him why he should have came to Georgia, and played with us. Nah, that kid's good, but I don't know, man. Alabama always has these great. Everyone keeps thinking them and they're ranked in the top 5 or top 1 or 2 or 3 in there, but then it doesn't always pan out that way. A lot of those guys, they're not. Ever since they lost a lot of coaches, they haven't been really good at developing players there on that team, on those teams. A lot of those guys want to leave a lot. Look at the receivers that's left already and things like that. They can't even get on the field when you got a guy, like I told you can't catch a shadow. It's just playing the whole time on the field, but they got these dogs sitting behind them. They're not good at developing players. The other teams below that, and Oklahoma is like number 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they come from coaches that develop players. Georgia, Miami, Texas, Oklahoma, Oregon. They develop players. Okay, and you hardly ever see. The only reason why they have players that leave those schools is because they've developed players that are just so good you ain't gonna get on the field. It's not because they haven't development. They always go to another school and play well. So I don't know. I still don't think that Texas it has a better recruiting class than Miami. I was just looking on here and I'm like there's some other potential players that you guys are about to get in the top 100. From Miami, they're leaning towards Miami. So I see you guys moving up and overtaking Texas soon.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Look, I think Texas is up there solely because of its size. I've lived there for my entire life. Texas is huge. Like the state is huge. Every city you go to is huge. My high school graduation, we had 956 seniors graduate. Those are the ones that walked. We had over 1,200 seniors.
Sheesh.
Okay. So again, it's the size, and then look at the recruits. A lot of them are right there in Texas. So yeah, they basically are just homegrowing their own recruits. Really, like, they don't have to fight for outside sources like Alabama would, like Oklahoma would. Texas can find everything they need right in their own state.
That's facts. I felt like that about Miami for some years ago, but
right.
Because of the death penalty, we pretty much couldn't really do much because a lot of players were like, well, I can't go to a bowl game because of that, so I'm going elsewhere. So we suffered, and then we had terrible coaches after that.
Still,
it was bad, man. It was bad. But now I think even though we had a bad season, I think we have a good coach now. He brought in a good staff. He's from the University of Miami. Graduated there, won a national championship there. He's bringing all the attitude that we need, the swagger that Miami had before. And then he's had, like, even though Ed Reed just left to be a head coach at Bethune-Cookman, all the old Miami players have been there helping out recruiting. So that's what's helping us out, and I think that's going to make us. I'm not sure if we're going to be a lot better next year, but I think I'm almost certain we're going to make a bowl game next year. But the year after that, I think that's when we'll be able to compete to be in a spot.
Yeah, you got to still funnel out the old regime of players too. So
yeah, that's what's been happening this year. A lot of them have decided to transfer out because they know that the regime is changing.
And that's what I need to see from this coach going into next year. I need to see if his changes have applied to the new, if everything. Because for what I saw this year, I didn't like what I saw from the coach. I thought he actually lost the team late in the season. But I see what you guys are saying. There might have been some players there that didn't follow his methodology, his way of coaching. So yeah, I'll have to look at it next year. With him creating his own thing now, having a year in and knowing what Miami needs. I just didn't see. I've only lived out here in Miami a few months.
I'm gonna try to help you out. I think a lot of Miami came in with a lot of questions this year, so you were probably watching them trying to figure a lot of things out while the season was going.
Yes.
So it was a lot of confusion in the program, and you didn't really see the coach really take charge, I guess. But they were still trying to figure things out because it's his first year there. Okay. You got to figure out, all right, who I'm gonna keep, who I'm gonna tell. Hey, you might want to get in the transfer portal. who's going to, who's going to fit, who's going to buy in, things of that nature. So.
Okay, and that makes sense. So that's why I say, let me see what they can do next year. And then I want to see the fire. I got to see the fire. These are some speedy boys in Miami. Like I said, I've only been here a few months, and one thing I know out here, there's a lot of speed out here. And I didn't see that translate on the field quite as much.
Yeah, most of the players that we had before weren't Miami players. We were drafting them from other. They were coming from everywhere else, but not Miami. We weren't really recruiting in Miami.
In-house, exactly. Okay.
But if you look at it now, most of the recruits we have now are from Miami. If you look at just who we have, I can't name any players at this moment, but I know Kamar McLean is one who we're going after, and I believe he's Miami. I believe he played. I know there's twin brothers that we have we got in the recruit class that both played in Miami, high school in Miami. We got both of them to commit. So,
I think I heard about them too.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So
it's all about buy-in, though, man. So if Kirby's first year, he went 8-5 his first year, right? It's all about buying and getting who you want there in the team. It's the same thing that happens in pretty much everywhere you go. Yeah. Well, unless you're in Denver and you're Nathaniel Hackett, but it generally happens that way where you get to bring your own players in after a while. You're going to have to play with the other coaches' players first, and then you got to bring your own dogs in. That's where recruiting comes into place. But Miami has done some great recruiting over the last year. They've done some great recruiting. I think y'all got like the second best OT, either the best or the second best OT offensive tackle. The second best one, yeah. And he's a dog. Like he's like 330, 6'6", 330.
He big.
Right? And he got and they said he has soft feet, so that makes it easier, for somebody like him. If he has soft feet, like they're saying he is, they I forgot the guy that they're equating him to that's in the NFL. That was in the NFL, but yeah, he seems to be pretty good already. So when they get that boy in the weight room and get him down to like 320, he gonna be a dog, bro. He put some muscle on, he gonna be a dog. So I like their recruiting class.
I don't really have much to say on recruitment. I'm not a guy that really pays attention to high school recruiting. I'm more of a transfer, pay attention to you while you're in college type of guy. So speaking of Texas, I just wanted to speak on one transfer, Hudson Card. I think Hudson Card transferring to Purdue was a good move. Aiden O'Connell should be leaving to the draft. Drew Brees just gets there. Drew Brees can teach Hudson Card. To learn from him is really good. He'll increase his accuracy, teach him how to read plays better. Hudson Card's already an amazing athlete, so I think he'll really help Hudson Card gain. Emory Jones. I want to talk about Emory Jones for a second, because how in the world is he still able to transfer? And he's transferring to Cincinnati. Why in the world I think Purdue's old head coach went to Cincinnati? Why in the world are you getting Emory Jones? For what? What is he going to do? Emory Jones failed at Florida, definitely failed at Arizona State, lost his job at Arizona State, and you're bringing him in at Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati's going to the Big 12 next year. Didn't make any sense to me. North Texas has a guy who's 29. It still has eligibility. He's in the transfer portal. Austin Anu, I forgot how to pronounce his name. I just know he's 29. He has eligibility. Don't know how. Graham Mertz from Wisconsin. He's going to Florida. Why? Why is Billy Napier recruiting Graham Mertz? It's already alleged that there's a strong lead for Grayson McCall. So why are you bringing in another guy, Graham Mertz, who looked bad at Wisconsin? Wisconsin's third or second string guy looked better than Graham Mertz in the bowl game against Oklahoma State. So, I like Billy Napier, so I'm really confused on some of these transfers. I don't know, man. It's the transfer portal is a good and bad thing. I'm confused about some things. I think I like it, obviously, because teams can a guy doesn't buy in, cool, get out of here. You don't have to wait a year. You can jump right in and play for a school that might better fit your skill set, or you might buy into a little bit more. But I'm just confused this year on some of the transfer pickups.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way about some of these transfers as well. for one, I think this is the most transfers they've had in a long time. I think it was over 1,000 people in the transfer portal. It might be more than that now, but I know it was at a point. It was how much?
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a lot of people leaving schools and going somewhere else, and a lot of them have been going to places like Colorado, Georgia has a few of them. Like it's a lot of people who leave. I mean, of course, Colorado is going to have a lot. Deion just went there, so you got a lot of them going there because they want to play for Prime. But some of these other ones, I didn't get.
I also like DJU going to the West Coast. I think the change of scenery going back closer to home might be better for him. He's going to Oregon State. Oregon State had a really good year this year. They boosted a really good defense. Now they lose a couple pieces off that defense that's going to the draft, but I think that might be a solid fit for him.
Yeah, and actually, MSU got a edge transfer from Texas A&M.
Boy, I take anything on that defense. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
give me corners, though. I need corners because I'm tired of watching MSU get burnt up every damn play.
Yeah, Grayson said he's speaking he said he's going to make a decision in the next couple weeks, right?
Who, Grayson?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know. I just seen that Florida was like the lead to get him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, but I mean, the edge I got was the number 3 edge in 2021.
I'll take it. If you're part of that number 1 recruiting class last year, I'll take it.
Yeah, so yeah, I think
I would definitely take it. I think we also lost, especially I think we lost Jacob Panasiuk, so we need his replacement.
Yeah, but I mean, that was pretty much my thoughts on the recruiting class.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.